Hello, everyone. My name is Tim Mikhelishvili. I'm the host of the All Out Coach podcast, also CEO and co founder of Amadev Pharma, which has been sponsoring a third annual Medical Affairs Innovation Olympics event, which you may have heard about if you work in healthcare, pharma, or biotech. But this informal Q&A session is designed for you to understand what makes this event so special, unforgettable, and what makes it an important opportunity for many of you who are seasoned executives, leaders in the field, students, innovators, or consultants, as well as recruiters. So I want to get your attention. I want to answer your questions. And the purpose of this live here in this day two of the Mayo 2024 promo week is to share with you essentially what experience you can expect, what makes this differentiated type of an event that takes place over 16 days, and what better time than during the heat of the Paris Olympics that are taking place right now, which all of you are tuning into, myself included. I'm missing some events right now, but I'm watching them on Peacock and taping them on TV as well. However, this is very important in order for us to share with each other various different personal, career, professional, business, and partnership opportunities, which this event has had a track record of creating for others. Okay. But also, I want to share some of the notable moments and provide you with a preview, right, to get a sense of flavor of the meeting, if you will, of this Innovation Olympics that you may have heard about. Okay. And so uh, I want to make sure that you ask any questions, any comments. Please feel free. I'm getting, yes, a hello from Kira Ganji. How are you? I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Thanks for following along. So before I get into the flow of the meeting and this event, this global virtual event, and the format, because this is the number one question I've been getting recently from a lot of our peers and leaders who are thinking about, oh, should I attend? Should I really sign up? Is it going to take a lot of my time? So I'm going to answer those questions. Okay. Uh, but I'll just preview it right now by telling you, yes, it's all virtual. It's at your pace, but we'll go into the details in a little bit. Okay. This is the event. The theme this year is Discover New Power in Medical Decisions. I'll talk a little bit about the background behind that. I think medical affairs is becoming a more diverse, multifunctional, and a decision-making function that generates a lot of insights, impact, improves business outcomes as well as patient outcomes. Okay. And so as a result, there's many different types of resources that our healthcare community uses in order to make decisions. AI, technology, but due to the training and the background of medical affairs who synthesize complex information, they have to compete and demonstrate that they are differentiated, that they can provide that context for all those heaps of data, right, that physicians may get from various different sources and make sense of it, simply put. And that's what that inspiration behind discovering and generating new power in decision making is, because at the end of the day, a lot of the software companies and AI companies, they are also limited by the computational power, by the energy resources that they're using, which are making these innovative solutions quite expensive. And that raises the question of affordability and access to innovation. And so we need to not only generate, but also to, we need to not only consume, but to generate new resources of decision making. Okay. And that's going to be one of our kind of theme this year. However, as is the case every year, the ideas, the innovation that we want to stimulate is all based on advancing access, continuity, and quality of healthcare. Okay, so those are the three kind of overarching goals of all ideas and submissions that we are looking for. This is the steering committee that I want to recognize and thank first and foremost. These are seasoned executives in pharma, in medical affairs primarily, but also in sales, in market access, marketing, global healthcare quality improvement, collaboration with WHO, World Health Organization background, Harvard faculty in public health, physicians, medical education experts. They're the ones from whom you will be receiving feedback, my friends. Okay. So, one big takeaway here I want you to remember is that the early bird discount pricing ends August 8th. Go to the Amadeus Pharma website, click on Innovation Olympics event, register. I'll also post the registration link on this post below. Okay, we're live right now on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Okay, so with that, let's go to what I promised you, and let's just play just short snippets from Olympic gold medalists, from some expert judges who talk about the meaning of this event. Okay, before we go into the format and the flow, and I answer your questions. Here we go. Just bear with me. Let's start with the first one here. Okay. I'm playing this from a playlist that okay. And so you saw that quick opening, but I just want to introduce it real quick. This is from last year's event. Okay, last year's Medical Affairs uh, Innovation Olympics, where Gary Hall, five-time gold medalist, is going to speak. Okay, he was a type 1 diabetes patient advocate, very active. He's has testified in front of the Senate, one of the most passionate patient advocates. And the inaugural event keynote speaker, and also double Olympian, champion in his own right, Chris Cook, he actually passed the Olympic torch, and he introduces Gary Hall, a fellow swimmer, in this quick introduction. So I want you to listen to Chris Cook's assessment of the meaning of this event, because he followed that first inaugural event completely. He didn't just come in and speak as a keynote presenter, but he provided feedback. He stuck through all the presentations from the competitors, including the final closing ceremony. Okay, so here it goes again. Let me share the screen one more time. Okay, so you're going to hear Chris Cook introduce Gary Hall.
we still needed to face that storm. We have to do this by ourselves, but we can't do it alone. What a fantastic phrase. So it gives me great pleasure, as you can tell from the beaming smile on my face, to hand over to Gary Hall Jr. Just a quick story before I do. We both were very, very lucky enough to share an Olympics, which was Athens in 2004. And one of my fondest memories was not only swimming myself, but waiting for my final, to go out to my final. And as I looked across, I watched the men's 50 free. At the end, Gary Hall Jr. won. And it wasn't just the medal that really got me. It was what happened afterwards. I watched all of the competitors get out of the water, climb out, and Gary Hall Jr. stood at the side of the pool and he waited for every single swimmer to come out. He shook their hand, congratulated them, then he went and celebrated. That's the measure of the guy, that's the measure of the athlete you've got speaking to you today. I could not be handing over to a higher idol in the sport as Gary Hall Jr. So, one last thing I will leave you with. How do we create certainty and urgency? And can we come together to build that certainty? I'll hand over to Gary Hall Jr. Thank you.
Gary, I'd like to introduce Gary Hall to talk to us about an Olympic call to reclaim our health and revive our planet.
Hello, Tim. Thank you for having me. And what an
Okay, I saw that there were some technical difficulties there. You weren't able to see that that opening there. I'll play it later, but I'll go on to my next preview now very quickly. Okay, and this here is the very first inaugural ceremony. Okay, closing ceremony at the 2022 Medical Affairs Innovation Olympics. And we have an expert judge who's a physician with decades of leadership experience in medical affairs, who speaks about the meaning of this event, Innovation Olympics. All right.
Hi, Tim. Apologies for my absence at the closing ceremony. Apart from time zone challenges inherent in living in Australia, I actually will be on a plane. I really wanted to leave a message for you and all the participants. Firstly, as I said to you when you began on this adventure, this is a great thing that you're doing for medical affairs. There's nothing so powerful as an idea whose time has come, and the fastest way to innovate is at the intersection of different disciplines where disparate ideas can cross-pollinate. The bringing together of medical affairs and sport was a flash of inspiration. And when I see the engagement that has occurred during these Innovation Olympics, it was obviously inspirational. To the participants, spectators and judges, congratulations on the effort that you've put in to make this Olympics successful. The enthusiasm that's been shown makes me feel very bullish and excited for the future of medical affairs. Finally, Tim, thank you for letting me participate as a judge, and I want to wish all of our finalists the best of luck. The Olympic creed says, the important thing in life is not the triumph, but the fight. The essential thing is not to have won, but to have fought well. I like to finish with the Olympic motto. The motto is Fortius, faster, higher, and stronger. And with more innovative and inspirational events like this, that motto will also apply to medical affairs. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so that was Leon Rosen, distinguished medical affairs executive and leader, coach, physician as well. And, I'll repeat his words that the fastest way to innovation is by merging two disciplines. Okay. to different disciplines such as sports champions, and scientists, innovators, which is what we have done to create this inner circle, this exclusive community of scientists, leaders, and champions. Okay. Finally, a third and last quick snippet before we go into the flow, and I hope I will be able to answer your questions. All right. And here it goes. Just one moment. So to tee this up, this will be Gary Hall Jr., our last keynote speaker last year, as I mentioned, who had shared with me at the All Out Coach podcast that he was a type 1 diabetes patient and an Olympic champion who was not healthy enough to receive health insurance. In order to qualify for particular health insurance that he needed to place at top 2, top 3 at all the different events, not just the Olympics, but across, throughout the year. So I asked him to address that question here at the closing ceremony. Okay, and he provides some insight. Okay. And notice that he also stayed around to listen to the 2 finalists. All right. So if you make it that far, okay, and if you also attend as a competitor, if you decide to sign up and register as a competitor for the 2024 Medical Affairs Innovation Olympics, you'll get a chance to not only get feedback from expert judges in healthcare, but also to share them in front of Olympic gold medalists. This year, it'll be Bob Beamon in track and field, world record holder in the long jump from 1968. So watch Gary Hall and how he responds and some of his last comments here.
Yeah, I think that what makes a great athlete is also what will save our healthcare system. And that is being able to adapt, to pivot when we are confronted with challenges and setbacks. And these are faced daily. And it's these small manipulations, workarounds, creative solutions that make a better athlete and a better system and a better society. And so what I see here are important problems that are being addressed, and very brilliant and creative minds addressing them. And it gives me hope for the future. Well, in keeping with the closing ceremonies of the Olympic movement, it is necessary to thank the host. And so that's you, Tim. Thank you for putting this together, putting this on. Thank you to Amadea Pharma and your contributions to making this happen. And with that nod of gratitude, I hereby declare that the Medical Affairs Innovation Olympics of 2023 is officially closed. Congratulations to the competitors and good luck.
Thank you. That certainly brings back some amazing memories there. And so you can live through them by joining. Now, what level of time commitment can you expect, okay, if you are to join and if you are to register today before the August 8th deadline? Don't forget, okay? So let's share that, okay? First of all, we have 6 Olympic trial winners who've already qualified as competitors. You can read more about previous winners as well and what they've been able to accomplish, the money they've been able to raise, some of the other company that you will be in. We've held the trials live before, but this main event is typically virtual. Okay, why is it virtual? To make it more accessible, to stretch the Olympic experience longer, because people cannot take off that long, right, from work or from their responsibilities. Okay, and so it's a global virtual event where your Olympic experience starts at the opening ceremony, where you'll spend about half a day. Okay, usually starts at 9 o'clock, 9 to about 2 p.m. I'll confirm that. I'll provide the agenda very soon. The steering committee is finalizing it. Okay, so 9 to 2, we have introductions of competitors, expert judges. We have a couple of keynote speeches, an expert panel, and also sponsors. Okay, so I also want to reach out to sponsors. Again, you have a very deep level of networking. Data has shown that there's been a lot of private messaging and networking going on, partnerships, funding, recruiters. Again, okay, you have a unique opportunity to present this event as a way for your intelligent candidates to differentiate themselves, to present themselves, to make their voices heard, their skills, and so forth and so on. Okay, and network with leaders and decision makers. So sponsorship slots are still available. Okay. Now, how does this really take place? What is the flow? Right. Again, opening ceremony about 9 to 2, half a day. But after that's over, you essentially interact virtually through the Whova app. All right. What you saw there was a Zoom meeting. There's through LinkedIn, through StreamYard, various different platforms that we use. Okay. But it's all accessible through the Whova app. Whova app is used by most scientific conferences, which probably you're familiar with. Very easy to use. So you do not have to take time off of work. Okay. You don't have to ask for time off. I invite you to, of course, let your leadership, your management know about this event ahead of time. Get approval, of course, to attend. It's okay, but it's essentially after you work, right? You can interact with competitors, with other attendees. You can vote, right? So voting takes place on every Friday of the 2 weeks. So during the course of the first 5 days, after work, right, virtually at your own pace, at your own leisure, the judges provide feedback to questions from competitors. Competitors are able to add their sessions to the agenda as well, because remember, the opening day ceremony is live, but after that, everything else that's scheduled is ad hoc, is on demand, and it's within the control of the competitors, and all of those sessions are recorded. So the expert judges can go back, listen to and watch that recording, and then provide feedback, provide the responses and comments. The voting will take place on the first Friday, October 4th, which will narrow the competition, right, across 4 categories. And I've shared them before. I'll talk about them later. But essentially, that is the same kind of process during which we take interviews from competitors before, those that advanced, for example. We did that last year. So just like in a true Olympic fashion, we ask them about their strategy, about their commentary that they provide, what they're willing, how are they going to iterate their idea, their submission next? What parts of their idea are they going to focus on? And so forth and so on. There is a learning and development, polls. There's a community of art, of discussion that takes place throughout this event. Okay, articles that are shared that are relevant to healthcare, innovation, medical affairs, of course, as well, technology, operations, patient centricity, scientific communication, and medical insights. Those are the 4 categories in which The competition will be contested. Okay, and I'll show them again here: operations and technology, patient centricity, medical insights, and scientific communication. Okay, and then voting will take place on the last Friday, October 11th, during which we'll know who will advance to the live streams, okay, in each category. And during the live streams, that's when the competition really heats up, right? Because this will now be the third, at least, maybe fourth, maybe fifth time that the judges now hear about these ideas. But due to the feedback they've provided in this workshop or Olympic Village type of environment, the competitors are then prioritizing how they pitch their ideas, what parts of their ideas they want to focus on, for example. And so those are held live. And so the feedback, the voting also takes place live, right? So expert judges are expected to spend about an hour or two for every single one of these 4 finals, all right, that are going to be live streamed in a private community, only for those of you who register, all right? I want to make sure that I create some suspense and kind of and also a teaser, right? That's meant to kind of stimulate you to attend. Okay, and you can register in many different ways. Okay, there's a scholarship for those of you who cannot afford the registration. It's really very affordable, as is the sponsorship. And so the awards will be $1,000 for every single winner across the 4 categories. But that's not where the awards end. All right, because there are various different aspects of ideas that we will be voting on. Okay, so what will we be voting on? These are the voting criteria: the validity, the predictability. How does the idea, the submission, correlate to its intended outcome? Is it associated with? Does it cause it? Is there an originality or novelty factor? And how likely are we to implement it? Right, on a scale of 1 to 10 across these 5 domains. And then those that do not win any medals are then also recognized for various different promising aspects of their ideas. Okay, and these are some of the special awards that we have modeled across track and field Olympic events, for example. All right, idea sprint champion, shortest, simplest idea to apply. Okay, one that addresses most possible barriers or objections. One with a longest vision, right? Longest term potential. One that's very lofty, most idealistic, a high jump champion, or idea shot put champion, maybe most challenging or bold idea as well. All right. So all of these various different types and attributes of ideas will receive their due recognition. And I'll finish this day 2 of the promo week for Medical Affairs Innovation Olympics with just a call to action. Make sure to sign up. Don't miss out. Don't miss out on this unique shared experience as a competitor, as an attendee, and also if you're a sponsor. People will remember your company. You'll have your own showcase page, your banner throughout the 16 days, and a lot of attention across social media channels as well. All right, from our competitors, from our decision makers. We have 2 investors also amongst our expert judges this year. All right, that can help accelerate and take these ideas forward. Sign up today. The event takes place October 1st through the 16th, but early bird discount pricing ends August 8th this week. All right, in only 2 days. Have a great day and enjoy the Olympics, the Paris Olympics, before our Medical Affairs Innovation Olympics.